Okay, this is just a little intro. The seminar is over. Just watched it. This was hosted by Portal to Ascension, the speaker, Phil Gruber, 2 hours long. Excellent. Phil has helped me believe in myself more with everything he said. He even referenced several books, and they're the books on my bookshelf. It is crazy. And he started going down a list of different things. It's like, I know exactly what he's saying. That's me. It's exactly what he's saying. And he went a lot into the guardians of this portal complex. It's amazing. It's just amazing. And the thing that really I was just like, what? I had to put in the chat on Zoom because he was talking about he was talking about truth and the portals and guardians and truth and all this. Because when you see the number or the time on the clock being 11:11, 11:11, you see the 11:11 come up, especially on a clock, pay attention because it's very important. And I'm like, really? Because I just did that other video about songs on the radio when I pulled off Inala, and the song on the radio was Protectors of Truth. I didn't notice this until later, that the time on that clock on the car when this song was playing, and I was recording it live as this happened, the car's idling, and I'm just recording it live, the time on the clock is 11:11, and the song is Protectors of Truth, and that's exactly what he was talking about when he said 11:11 on the clock. Wow. Okay, I'm watching Phil Gruber. There was a Zoom meeting I signed up for, paid for, kind of thing, with a couple of hours with Phil Gruber. It is still going on right now. I just have to stop and do a quick video because it's wow. Just wow. He's going so fast over so many topics. It's amazing. He has gotten into, I just had to write a few down, so he's gone so much. Talked about the Book of Enoch, the Nakamati Library, which I've got those books on my shelf. They're the only ones I kept. He talked about Sophia, which I had that video in the past about Sophia and a little bit about her. And it's just, oh my God. And then he started talking about guardians to Earth and the portal to Earth. And he mentioned how it's truth. And he said, if you notice the number 11:11 or the time on the clock being 11:11, notice that is very, very important to help understand where you came from. And I'm like, oh my God, that video I had about what video was it? Songs on the radio when I was going to the Pink House and it came up all this Guardian music, and then I did that last video. The last clip was Protectors of Truth, and I was showing it. It was on Pandora. I didn't notice, but the time on the clock there on the video is 11:11, and he says that's extremely important. He's like, you will see that, and I'm like, yeah, uh, and then he talked about DNA. Kind of electromagnetic DNA swirling, spiraling, going all around, moving like a vortex of spiraling DNA, like spiraling DNA. And I'm like, oh my God, that was at the Pink House I mentioned about the black strand of DNA and the white strand of DNA spiraling around each other. He just mentioned that. Okay. This is all in just a matter of minutes. He just went over all of that in a matter of minutes. Oh, wow. And he just mentioned, just now, if you can clear your karma, which I think was that forgiveness for everyone, everywhere, starting 1755, that your DNA will start activating. It's after that I felt all this DNA stuff. Oh my God. And he just said it. The biggest way to clear karma is forgiveness and gratitude. He is saying it at this exact moment. Oh my God. It's amazing. He now mentioned that at least in the past, he had come under attack as well from some of these dark beings, dark entities. And I guess now it's just small ones, not so much big ones anymore. Wow. He's talking about these people, what they call indigo type ones, and how sensitive they are, and that as a child they've had some kind of contact with some advanced beings or something, and they always incarnate through walk-in agreements, and that people, these type ones, distance themselves from other people. It's hard to integrate with other people. I mean, he hit every mark. That is so weird. To protect and guard the interplanetary Templar gates, the portals. Okay, I hope I got this right. It's getting toward the end. He just said once your strands of DNA really start activating and your consciousness gets high enough, you'll be able to start seeing the astral as a real thing, a physical thing. You'll be able to see into the astral. I'm like, okay, we're still getting toward the end. Still, it's amazing. Phil is trying to get to a point here, which he's perfectly right. Even before this conference, today I've been talking about thought forms, what I call thought forms. I don't even know if that's a real word, but thought forms. You can create these thoughts with consciousness, and it becomes real. In consciousness, it becomes real. He is just going over it right now. It's amazing. I'm just clapping and cheering for him. It's like yes, yes, yes. Okay, it's funny. They're finally closing out. Finally, great conference. They don't have to close out. I'd keep on listening. But Phil just said that sometimes, if you're trying to contact these higher beings and these different beings, sometimes you're actually talking to yourself, because some of them are versions of yourself, or they are versions of yourself. I mentioned that in one of my past videos, that besides talking to the source and that I talk to everything, sometimes I'm talking to a higher version of myself. I mentioned that in an older video here on Strange Happenings, and he just said it. How funny.